All right, we are officially recording. You ready to get started?
Mhm.
Welcome
Course.
to the let's okay, here we go. Welcome to the Inbox Advantage with Jesse Chibuco. Jesse, tell me a little bit about yourself and a little bit about what you do for Leduc Entertainment.
Wow, it's been so great. I've been looking forward to having this meeting with you, Adrian. I would say it's a privilege. So first off, in the Duke Entertainment, I've been handling their emails and I've been into CRMs anyways. So that's where I started off. But this has been a journey that has taken years. I began as a copywriter. And I began in 2014 as an email copywriter. I began on Fiverr, freelancing, helping people
Oh
solve
wow.
their problems, email problems. And I was versatile, initially focusing on different aspects, including sales copies, email campaigns, video sales scripts, all forms of landing page copies, so many things. In fact, it's so wide, you can see I'm a jack of all trades. But, um, you know, being under Armando has actually opened my eyes to a lot of stuff and helps me to streamline a lot of things. Of course, when we talk of Armando, Armando is very serious about niching down. You know how he always puts it. He always says,
Oh yeah.
"Niche down,
Yeah.
man, niche down."
Yeah. The
So
riches are in the niches,
niche
man.
down.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I've niched down over the years, and I'm now into email marketing. Even though I'm very versatile with so many aspects of you know so many aspects of digital marketing. So you could see I'm an all-round digital marketer.
Well, I'm curious, with all of the emerging platforms, all of the emerging sort of social media spaces, what still makes email marketing effective in that changing landscape? What still makes it the most effective marketing tool?
Um, for one, I would say cost effectiveness. That's number
Mhm.
one, because if I tell you, running ads could be one of the most expensive thing you can actually think of, because most marketers easily tilt to running ads, but ads can cost you thousands of dollars, right? But when you're able to build a list, that list, like they always say, there's money in the list. I don't know if you've ever had that before.
Right.
Money is in the And when you hear that statement, money is in the list, it means as long as you have a list, that list keeps being productive and productive. You could wake up tomorrow morning, promote a product to your list, and make over $3,000-4,000 tomorrow. That
Wow.
same list could make you another $5,000 next week. A new product would come out similar to the same target audience. You promote it back to the same list again, and you still make money off the same list. So it means there's a lot of cost effectiveness there. You don't spend more money to market, and so you streamline your ad, your revenue and your expenses, and limit them while making the most out of the contacts you already have. So there are so many other reasons why, but this is the paramount reason why a lot of people still prefer email marketing. And of course, personalization is also one very, very critical aspect, because when you're talking to someone via email, it just seems like you're talking to a friend. You know what I
Right.
mean? You're like,
Right.
"Hey, Adrian, um, I sent you this message yesterday. It just seems so personal. I don't need to call you, hey, dear. I call you your name, and it's so personal. And when it's fully automated, it just sounds like,
Right.
probably I just walked into your room and I'm
Right.
speaking with you. So it's
Right.
so effective. It works until now. It still works, even though so many people keep saying, with the advent of AI, so many things are, going to change email marketing. But email marketing has still been there. It has survived over the years. And even though there's so many things coming up like spam, email deliverability problems and all this, but still, email is still king.
Right. Well, and it's funny, and that's kind of the flip side of the coin is that, everybody's talking about AI coming out, but conversely, as more AI comes out and more AI is pushed out before people, the more people are looking at things and recognizing what's AI and what's not AI, right? Like they're like a lot of
Yes.
people
Yeah.
now can look at it and go, that's AI. That was written by
Yeah.
AI. So when you're cultivating, you mentioned the list. When you're
Yeah.
cultivating the list, what is your strategy of going through and making sure that the people that are included on that are people that are actually, capable buyers, potential buyers? How do you sort of weed out the people that are, not qualified and keep the people that are?
Yeah, so basically what we do is market segmentation. So we try to segment the list as much as possible so we get the best out of that list. And most
Mm,
times you would notice you could have a list of say 10,000 subscribers, but you just have just a few that are just, engaging in every of your emails. So you just know that you're having quite a number of people, but so many of them are not engaging. And now, what's the bad part of this? The negative aspect of this is that it's going to affect your email deliverability. And that's because the system begins to check and see and notice that so many people are not engaging with your emails.
mm,
So the next thing it begins to enter into spam box.
right.
So that's why it's important as a marketer that you do what we call market segmentation and segmenting this list in a way that you get the right people, also speak to them better. Because when you segment your list, you get to speak to them on a more personal note. You get to understand their pain points and how you can be able to create products around those pain points. And I'm speaking as a marketer because I feel every marketer never has one product,
Mm,
right? We always have newer products. And I'm speaking like someone who who has been in the game for quite a while. You could have a product, let's say um I have a product on software, and I created this product last year. It made so much money for me. It's so awesome. All my prospects, they like AI driven software products. And I'm like, whoo, this year I'm going to create another product. And I want to see marketing to the same people, right? So I still go back to my list, get my list again, and still share the same products to them. I can tell you over 50 to 60% of them will still opt in, they will still want to buy. But that means I still have to be able to segment them to be able to know those who are following me, those who are serious, and those who are just there to just catch cruise. In Nigeria, we call it catch cruise.
right.
Uh, they're just there to just relax. They open your email, they're like, great email, just delete it. You know what I mean? You just
Absolutely.
delete. So
Absolutely.
this is the main reason why we do segmentation.
And can you tell me a little bit about just, because now, mind you, I'm a little out of my element here speaking about this. Can you tell me a little bit about opt-ins?
Okay. So when you hear the word opt in means sign up. Another word for sign up is
Right,
opt in. Jump in. Mr. Adrian opted in for our service. He signed up for our service. He's
right.
now a new subscriber. So that's what it means.
So, what is the strategy? I mean, what is kind of the art of making the irresistible opt-in? What is the sort of strategy that you use to make people want to opt in?
Great. So it's
I've
all
got
about
Armando
value,
blowing me up at the moment.
no,
I apologize if I'm looking down. Armando's
it's
blowing
okay.
my phone up.
So what specifically it's all about value, it's all about value.
Sure.
You see, when you want to sell, if you cannot buy your own product, then it's probably not good enough. You know what I mean? If you can't buy your own product, it's not good enough. So when you want to create a killer product or you want to create a killer service that you want to market, it's all about, creating something that is of so much value that um whoever is looking at that product or that service will feel stupid not to opt in.
Right.
I don't know if that makes sense. He feels stupid not to opt in. And I'm going to give you an example. Let's say I'm promoting a new software, and this software could help you write all your emails. It can help you generate prompts you can use in creating any email you want. And I'm giving you at a very discount rate because you're one of the first few subscribers, you know, at a very affordable rate. You'll feel stupid not to take that offer
Right.
because this is a breakthrough product.
Right.
And you're like, it's affordable. I mean, just for $5. It's crazy to say no because the value is four times that amount.
Right. Right.
So it's all about the value. When the value is more, than the amount, anybody could feel stupid not taking the offer. So it's
Right.
about creating a killer value
Right.
that's easy to buy.
Well, and they walk away from the engagement thinking, haha, I got the best out of this. You know, I mean, they walk away.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty,
Mhm.
you know, I mean, it seems so simple when you put it into those terms, but then now I'm thinking like, man, I've been a victim of that before. You know, like not a victim, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, like,
Yeah.
so tell me, what is the best way to sort of craft these emails that result in people clicking and then converting?
So what we do is we try to create killer subject lines, right? So subject line is like the face, you know. When you're trying to get a girl, you see a beautiful face. Oh, she's so beautiful. But then when you get close, you're like, oh, she has a wacky character, man. I can't cope with her. But you know what? You came close, and that's because there was a beautiful subject line, right? So the subject line makes you come close. And when you get close, you now
You
look
just made
in.
me
You're
snort
like,
laugh. That was the greatest metaphor I've ever heard.
when you come close, you're like, that's a beautiful body. I love that. I love that subject line. I love that body. And then you're like, oh, what's the call to action? Oh, I should just sign up. That's simple. You just go straight in there and you just click that sign up button and you're in. So everything I need to do is to make sure I look so beautiful to attract the
Right,
person I'm looking for. So the subject line has to be a killer subject line because when the subject line isn't good enough, nobody's going to see the body of the email anyways.
right.
So
That's
I must get your attention first. And then when you look at it, you're like, oh God, that's beautiful. And then you're like, oh, let me click on it. You click on it,
oh
bah,
man.
you get in and you're like, whoa, I think I want to subscribe.
You know, I was gonna say, you know, that's gonna be my excuse. The next time I date somebody crazy, that's gonna be my excuse. Adrian, why did you even think to go out with her? She had a good subject line.
Exactly.
So,
Ah.
so tell me, when you're sending out these emails, how do you sort of, in the body of that email, in your presentation, how do you sort of set that proper tone for success?
So what we practically do is we try to have there's a system. Copywriting has a system, right? Like I told you, I've been a copywriter for since 2014.
Yeah.
So the strategy of every copywriter, our plan is to make sure we grab your attention. Number one, we grab your attention. So the first few lines, we call it the first lines of every email, we call it the first line. We want to grab your attention. That's one. So when we succeed in getting you close, you've opened up your phone, you've seen the subject line, you've clicked. So I need to get your attention, number one, in the first line of the email. And when I'm able to get your attention, I drag your attention towards the call to action.
Mm,
So the call to action is sign up, make that purchase,
right.
go to my website, check my landing page. So there's a system. We catch your attention and the first line, we call it email first lines. We drag your attention through the body, we tell you things you want to hear, we tell you things that solves those pain points. And then in the end, we drag you to the call to action, which is join. Join right now. Check it out. Check out our website. Don't worry, it's free. Just check it out. And then you're like, it's okay. Let me just check it out. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Then you go. And when you
Right.
click on it, we've achieved our goal, right?
Yeah.
So of course, every email marketer understands two things. We must be able to work on our open rates, and that's what the subject line does. And then secondly, after our open rates, we have to make sure our click-through rates are at 100% as much as we can get. And so that's what makes you, well, of course, the autoresponder calculates all these things for us. We get to see, oh, we had 50% of the people came here, and this is what they did. They now clicked on the link. We now know, yeah, that means the email worked. You know what I'm saying? The email worked. We got people. So that's how it works.
Right. Right. So I'm curious, can you tell me a little bit about how you ensure that your email is going out to sort of the right people? Like how do you make sure that your email is winding up, that your messages and your marketing is being targeted towards the people that you want it to be targeted towards?
We most times before you generate any email list, there are systems we go through. You don't just generate an email list, by maybe stealing it. I'm not a big fan of those who copy email lists from other people and then begin to
Right.
market to some bunch of people who don't even know them. So I'm a big fan of growing your list yourself. And you can grow your list through organic means. You can grow your list through running ads. You can also grow your list through your website. If your website has traffic, you can grow your list through that point. And here is the most important part of all this is I just told you. When you're able to grow your list through these critical areas, you get people who are interested in you.
Mm.
And when you get people who are interested in you, it makes your email marketing well targeted, makes your email more targeted. I'm getting a notification here that I'm running out of time.
Oh yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah.
9:47. Well, we've got 9 more minutes, so we can at least wrap it up. I guess that's the amount of time that we have in a
I
recording
guess
session.
so.
I did not know that
I,
we had a time limit on a recording session in a Zoom call, but we've got 9 more minutes, so I'll keep an eye on that. Can we talk a little bit about, before time runs out, about how you are generating these sort of subject lines? I mean, you've talked about the importance of subject lines, but how do you create subject lines that really entice people into opening an email?
yeah, so what we do is there are actually critical steps we follow when we create subject lines. And we want to create questions in your mind. That's number one and most important. We want to create a question in your mind. And when we create a subject line that answers no question, it's not worth opening, to be honest. Now, when I tell you, Adrian, 5 ways to improve your guitar skills, you know what I mean?
Right,
5 ways to improve your guitar skills. You're like, yeah, I want to improve. Let me just check out the 5 ways. I mean, it won't hurt. You're
right.
gonna click on it.
Right.
But if I
I
tell
do
you,
every time. I'm
Adrian,
such a sucker for it.
so if I tell you, Adrian, these are some look guitar skills, you're like, what the hell is this? I mean, what is this? But when I tell you, Adrian, these guitar skills changed the life of Susan, you're like, really? Okay, let me
Right,
check on it.
right,
And that's it. So
right,
we have to ask, we create subject lines that generate questions in your mind, and you're like, let me just check on it to find out why.
right.
So, so that's it.
When businesses are building out an email marketing campaign, what are some of the metrics that they should be tracking to ensure that the campaign is successful? What are some of the metrics you track?
So number one, we check open rates because the open
Mm,
rates is more critical. When we're able to get open rates, we check our click-through rates. When we check click-through rates and they are good, we check the email deliverability. And email deliverability is very, very important because we want to know whether these emails are getting to their inbox. And number four, very critical, very important, we need to know if it's getting into spam box. You know what I mean?
right,
Because if it gets into the spam box, you're wasting your precious time. So these are the four critical ones. Can't remember the last one, but these are the most important ones. But on the top of everything, open rate is paramount. And then yes, I just remember the last one is conversion rate. That's if you're
mm,
trying to convert the prospects through your emails, um, you have to check the conversion rate to see if your emails are actually converting. So these are about 4 or 5 critical aspects, we need to look at when you're developing a marketing campaign.
right. Can you share with me, is there, when you think back on some of the, campaigns that you've run, email marketing campaigns, is there a success story that sticks out in your mind that you can share with me?
Yeah, I have. In the past, most times what we usually do is we try to make sure we get as many people excited as possible. I don't know if you've ever heard of email nurture sequences. So when we do email nurture sequences, our target is to make sure we get people excited. We get people wanting to read again. You know,
Right.
we kept wanting to read again. Like while I was freelancing on Fiverr, I got so many people who enjoyed my emails, who kept on coming again and again. There's this person, Roche Brown. I don't even I can't remember where she lives right now in the US. I was her major copywriter for a long time, for years. So we wrote several kinds of financial management campaigns, for people, encouraging people to take up life insurance policies, take up, so many of all these policies to improve their finances and all that. So what we were doing there, and I can tell you for a fact, she kept on coming and coming, and it was so much fun. So I could know that the list was, the people who were enjoying it. So we kept on following a particular trail. We kept on telling stories. We tell stories. We
Right.
we share stuff that can help people to improve on their finances and all that. So the more the client keeps coming back, you definitely know that you're doing a good job.
Absolutely.
That's how it is.
Absolutely. Well, Jesse, this has been an absolutely fantastic conversation. If anybody out there listening could use your help, where can the people find you?
Currently I'm working with Eduke Entertainment. But I have my email. You can always reach out to my email. Um, Jesse, Jesse Chibuko at gmail.com, or my company email, Jesse at ledukeentertainment.com. I also have a website, jpmmarketing.biz. So you can reach out to me through any of the means.
Well, Jesse, this has been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so, so much for sitting down with us today.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
And thank you, everyone, for listening. This has been the Inbox Advantage with Jesse Chibuco. Thank you again, Jesse.
Thank you.